Beyblade's American arc was everything I hoped it would be when picturing a Beyblade take on America. If you liked when the Digidestin went to the USA, just wait till you see the Blade Breakers in America. Imagine if a sports anime was mashed together with Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's exactly what we get in this arc. We have star athletes, we have a tournament arc, we have monstrous weapons operated by children, and a shadowy government facility run by a gentle protagonist's parent. This arc has some of the most absurd moments yet, and also some of the sweetest moments with Max. But will Max's story live up to the highs of Ray's story with the White Tigers in the previous arc? I can't thank you enough for the support on the last two Beyblade videos. I'm having a blast revisiting this series. The last time I asked you to consider subscribing to let me know you want more, it was the single biggest subscriber day on my channel, so message received loud and clear. We're finishing Beyblade Series 1 at the very least, but if you didn't subscribe last time, please consider doing it this time to get notified when part 4 is live. Episode 19, Under the Microscope. The Japanese members of the team enjoy another private plane ride, this time to America. Max stares out the window and says, "I'm coming to see you, Mom." As a reminder, Max is half Japanese, half American, and his mom works in the USA while he lives in Japan with his dad. We've arranged a tour of a state-of-the-art American Beyblade facility. We learn about Project Power Beyblade, or PPB. Kenny tells us one of the most hardcore things ever. Quote, according to the BBA databases, it's the government that funds the PPB research department. What goes on here is a question of national security. These extreme, absurd stakes are exactly what I was craving from my Beyblade rewatch. Of course, in this world, the American government has a special classified Beyblade division in the name of national security. We meet Max's mom, Dr. Judy, head director of the PPB facility. Then we get a shocking revelation about their family dynamic. She had no clue her own son was a professional Beyblader. Judy is immediately cold. My Evangelion detectors suddenly picked up major Gendo Ikari energy, and the comparisons are only getting started. Judy and the PPB are training athletic youth into super soldiers. We meet Emily, Judy's assistant, a tennis prodigy, and an expert Beyblader. If Judy is Gendo and Max is Shinji, then Emily is Ray. During an exhibition round between the Blade Breakers and some of the youth enrolled in this super soldier program, we witnessed the new enemy gimmick of the arc. All of these kids have quirky Beyblade launchers that are based on their innate arts and sports talents. Tony is a rapper who launches his blade with a microphone, then raps into the mic to make his blade bounce and jump around like it's an eye dog. Emily has a tennis racket launcher and she annihilates Max and Dracil in front of Judy. Having monitored the exhibition matches, Judy says she now knows their power levels essentially, and announces the Blade Breakers pose no threat to her elite all-stars. Quote, science has once again triumphed over spirit, she tells her preteen son and his little friends. In episode 20, we're still at the research facility chilling in the cafeteria. The boys decide before leaving that they're gonna snoop around a bit. Kai just doesn't join them, which is awesome. Tyson asks Kai, "Are you coming?" And he replies, and skip dessert, before sipping his tea. Kai continues to be way sassier than I remember, and I'm obsessed. While snooping, they find battle simulators, virtual reality training rooms, and a hallway riddled with laser sensors. They get caught and boxed in by impact-resistant glass doors, which Tyson tries and fails to smash open with his blade. Then Steve and Eddie from the All-Stars confront the intruders. With BitBeast created in their laboratory, Steve destroys Ray in a sparring match and then shatters the impact-resistant glass that Tyson couldn't even dent. So two things here. First, BitBeast created in labs is major new lore. At least up to this point in the story, we've only seen BitBeast as these ancient heirlooms. Second, Steve kicking Ray's butt in particular is especially humbling since Ray won the last tournament for us. Max losing to Emily wasn't necessarily surprising since losing is mostly what Max has done so far, but Ray is coming off of being the hero of the Asia arc and was squashed like a bug. So now we really know the All-Stars are for real. Finally, the team is escorted out of the facility, and Tyson ends the episode with a lesson on science versus spirit. Quote, their talent comes from their tech, not themselves. This is Shonen Protagonist 101, but him having traditional martial arts training makes this make sense for his character a bit beyond simple main character power of friendship stuff. Like, yeah, Tyson would actually believe that given what we know about him and his upbringing. In 21, practice makes perfect. The guys go to a 2-day training camp. Chief, Dizzy, and Ray work on reconfiguring Ray's blade to better match Drigger's power and style. By the end of the episode, Ray has a cool digital shooter like Tyson's and some off-screen blade upgrade. He says, "Chief, whatever you did to my blade, don't change a thing." This whole episode felt a bit off, especially this last scene, and remember it because I'll come back to this episode. If you recall in my Asia arc review, I said the show kind of fumbled the gear upgrade moment with Tyson's new launcher. This arc cemented my belief that the show is not particularly good at writing upgrade sequences. 22, Blading with the Stars sees multiple teams from the upcoming tournament participate in a charity match inside this epic White House Bowl. DJ Jazzman debuts a new cowboy outfit, Max, Emily from the All-Stars, and Mario from a third team must battle in a 3v3 against an actress, a boxing champ, and the mayor of this city. The mayor pledges that if he loses, he'll donate $1 million to charity. I also love the idea that if he beat a bunch of children at a children's game, he would just not donate the money at the charity event. His condition was he'd only do it if he lost. Everything about Beyblade's take on American culture is so funny to me. The opulent mayor, the White House Bowl, the Area 51 style facility a couple episodes back, and trust me, it just gets better when the tournament starts for real. Before we get into the tournament proper, my friends at ZeninTCG have sponsored this video and wanted to say hello. If you're unfamiliar with ZeninTCG, it's probably my favorite place on the internet to shop for Digimon merch. I've bought a ton of VPET Vital Bracelet stuff from them, stuff that Premium Bandai won't ship to countries like Canada, but that ZeninTCG is happy to. They're not just Digimon, mind you, they also carry Beyblade stuff, like the new Beyblade X line. It's like the series' new reboot that I haven't checked out yet, but what ZeninTCG is excited about and what I've already pre-ordered is this Unreal 25th Anniversary Digivice color and standard, translucent orange, and blue variations. It's a Digivice that runs you through the story of Adventure 1999 with full color, great pixel art, and even cutscene cinematics. And they're also selling the graffiti art looking Digimon Wargreymon X and Metalgarurumon X VPETs and their own ZeninTCG VPET cases. I'll have links to all of that in the description and pinned comment. If you're in the market for Digimon merch, Beyblade merch, I've bought from ZeninTCG probably 5 times at this point and I highly recommend them. Thanks so much for sponsoring this video, ZeninTCG. Now let's dive deeper into the American tournament. It's episode 23. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, the setting for the remaining episodes of this arc. Michael is the captain of the All-Stars and a real piece of work. He sees Max and says, "Our director Judy told us about her son who thinks Beyblade battles are won with the heart and not science. Ha 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 ha." The Blade Breakers ask him if he's really okay with basically having an automated Beyblade win for him. He says, "We came here to win, and if that means our Beyblades do all the work for us, then so be it." For the entirety of the Vegas tournament, we're in the Glitter Dome. It reminds me of the Sphere. I think it's just perfect that the BBA tournament is in Las Vegas. Just like how Vegas hosts BattleBots in real life, Vegas would play host to a Beyblade tournament in this world. In our first match, Tyson unleashes Phantom Dragoon, a new blade he acquired from that training camp. So this is my issue with the training camp episode. This upgrade scene is a bit better than what we got when Tyson upgraded his shooter before battling Lee, because we know some work went into rebuilding blades back at camp, but wasn't that Ray's blade? Let's see his new blade. The camp episode gave no indication that Tyson also got an upgrade, and what's worse, Ray gets no scene like this showing off his new blade. Extremely bizarre choice. One other call out from this episode, Miguel uses a music enhanced Beyblade launcher, aka a guitar. I find that as much fun as this arc is, it has trouble keeping its facts straight. The All-Stars and Judy's facility gave their kids specialty launchers based on their innate skills, like baseball and football, but also it appears every other kid in America also has a gimmick launcher, including the Mariachi Band's guitar launchers, Pedro's sword launcher, and more. Less would actually be more here, especially in keeping the talent launchers to Judy's All-Stars and their trainees. Then 24 brings Ray's first real battle of the tournament against Diego from the Slammers. Almost certainly not a Pogs homage, but I'm choosing to believe it is. Again, no scene here calling out or showing off the upgraded blade that Chief and Ray built together to accommodate Trigger. Elsewhere, we get to see what an All-Stars match looks like with all of the fanfare that entails. For his tournament debut, Michael skydives into his match like it's the opening of the Power Rangers movie. This guy really thinks he's the White Ranger. In 26, while discussing strategies, Chief says he doesn't want Max in the finals. Since Max has played the most in the USA so far, the All-Stars have the most data on him. Just like the audience, Chief wants more Kai. Max breaks down a little bit and spells out what's going through his head. Quote, "You guys don't get it. My mom has been spending every minute of her time with those All-Stars. If I beat them, she'll want to, well, spend every minute with me." This is real and raw and kind of sad. Max goes on the roof for some air and finds his mom, who starts digging for info, like who'll be spinning in the third round. This stings big time. She's actually poking him for intel like the team feared she would. Max comes out of his shell and confronts his absent mother. Quote, "I can't stop you from spending all your time with your team, and you can't stop me from being the world's best Beyblader." Max pleads with Kenny to let him rip in the finals, but Chief is still unsure until Kai says, "Just let the kid play. I'm not interested, and I was planning to sleep in that day anyway." He's being dodgy and pretending not to care, but Kai clearly wants Max to have his day in the sun. The next morning, the finals begin. Match 1 is Tyson versus Steven, that football kid, in the Cityscape Bowl, a love letter to New York, Chicago, Boston, and more. 27, the Battle of America. This arc has the best episode titles so far. Dizzy declares Steve's blade is indestructible, which can't possibly be true. I mean, maybe it is. What do I know? I'm not a Beyblade scientist. Steve's blade just starts demolishing buildings, full city destruction simulator. Tyson will have Dragoon take the hits to absorb the energy of Steve's blade and send it back, and it works. Judy is starting to see the error of her ways. "I realize now when it's too late. I forgot to factor in human emotions." This is nice and the inevitable conclusion of this arc, but what I found funny here is that Tyson kind of did use science and physics to win. I mean, as much as you can apply physics in this sports anime about spinning tops with monsters inside. Match 2 is Eddie, the basketball guy, versus Ray in the satellite dish designed by the space agency. Long story short, Ray is bested quite easily. Even the normally polite Mr. Dickinson says, a most underwhelming performance. There's some hesitation as to whether Max should go into the finals or if they switch back to Kai. Even Max himself is still leaning Kai until the man himself speaks up. Kai says, come on, this one's yours. You show him your stuff, Max. Michael steps up for the finals. He has a new prototype Beyblade with enough power to take on a whole stadium of opponents at the same time. And Emily calls the blade 5 times stronger than Max's. It's funny though, 5 times stronger than us is what Dizzy said about the White Tiger's last arc. It's like this production is obsessed with 5 times stronger as a power differentiator, and I think it's great. The final stadium is the Field of Doom, a mini baseball diamond where Michael feels most at home. Totally not rigged, totally not a home field advantage, and Michael takes session 1 easy. Judy's internal monologue says, come on Max, if you truly believe the human spirit can triumph over technology, then now's your chance to show me. It's clear now that she wants to believe that science isn't everything, but needs proof. Between Judy wanting Max to prove her wrong and Max needing to shut off the self-doubt, the emotional climax of the arc is all coming together. Whereas a lot of kids maybe couldn't relate to Ray's origin, leaving Hong Kong with an ancient heirloom, I think Max's struggle to be seen, to be respected, to have faith in himself was deeply relatable to youngsters. Round 2 goes to Max. Judy should be angry that one of her own lost a session, but she's kind of smiling. Michael switches launching hands, putting his baseball glove launcher on the other hand and calling it the power pitch. Now it's round 3 and Mike's science blade is too strong. How can Max use Michael's power against him is the question the boys are all asking. Kai says, I do know the solution, but Max needs to figure it out himself. Tyson thinks he's lying, which would be very funny if he was bluffing. Max says he used to doubt his own skills, but no more. Now he believes in himself and there's no greater power than that. He says, hey mom, watch me. With Max's whole thing being a desire to be seen, this simple line was one of my favorites. It's quite perfect. And then Max causes an electrical surge by forcing Michael to use more and more energy. Quote, the power will soon be too much to handle, which will short out the entire system. That's the one major flaw that science has yet to rectify. Too much power can be even more of a disadvantage than not enough power. Sure enough, Michael's blade overloads and Max crushes the busted blade in round 3, taking the tournament. I think this is the most satisfying win of the arc, if not the series so far. Thematically, Michael losing control in the pursuit of unrefined power is great. Max enduring the hits as a defensive blader, it's all perfectly synchronized with the themes of the arc. Then you have Judy wanting so badly to be proven wrong and see her own son win, and Kai putting his total faith in Max. It's great. Everything worked really well here. Steve says we dropped the ball, adding one last sports pun before the end of the sports arc. Judy is now nice to her son, which I would be cynical about if the line she delivered wasn't so sweet. Quote, back to the drawing board, but you're still my greatest achievement, she tells Max. It's cute and very good. Douglas, who is Judy's secret boss, asks if she can continue her research or not. She says yes, but Project Power Beyblade can't be achieved solely through the use of science and technology. It needs to focus less on the Beyblades and more on the players themselves. Nurturing the kids, addressing their needs and desires. It's a lesson that Max is solely responsible for teaching the American government's Beyblade program. And that is another tournament that the Blade Breakers have come out on top. This arc was a fun one and, dare I say, an important one for kids growing up in the early 2000s. At the center of it, we had the small personal story of a kid whose parents couldn't or wouldn't provide him the attention and love he needed, who developed a ton of self-doubt as a result, who then has to find confidence, support, and love from what is essentially a found family in his teammates and friends. And then that small and very true-to-life premise is packaged in this larger-than-life, supersized American tournament arc with soldier athletes, a desert research facility, fabulous Las Vegas, and more hilarious instances of a Japanese mangaka's take on the USA. Emotional MVP of this arc, Max. Comedic MVP of this arc, Kai, again. The new Done Dirty award goes to Ray. While I think I prefer the Ray and White Tigers arc just a little bit, Max and the All-Star story is right there behind it, making it my second favorite arc of this rewatch. But of course, let me know what you thought about this storyline and any standout moments from the arc by leaving a comment. If you made it all the way through this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so, as we're making serious progress towards 50,000 subscribers. Part 4 of my Beyblade review is coming. I've already started watching the episodes and taking notes, but it's still a few weeks out. Again, subscribing will help you know the second part 4 is live. Thanks for watching. Remember, there's no Kai in team, and I'll see you in the next video.